I never really thought this day would come, but I am leaving FL Studio for MPC Beats. Now before you jump out of your seat, hear me out. What's up people, it's your boy SFM ZA bringing you another video, and in this video I'm going to be explaining why I'm leaving FL Studio for MPC Beats. But before I jump into it, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I've been using FL Studio now for about 2 years, but prior to that I was using the PreSonus Studio One DAW, and that was mainly because my first ever audio interface was by PreSonus, so I got the software for free. A couple of years later, a friend of mine put me onto FL Studio and I fell in love with how easy the workflow was, how easy it was to get plugins to work, and I never really thought that I would be switching DAWs again, up until recently of course. Although FL Studio had everything that I wanted, for the past year I haven't really created any music because I fell into the trap of wanting more and more and more plugins, more this and that, so I was faced with the plague of choice. And on top of that, because making beats in FL Studio is as easy as clicking in notes, I became lazy, to be honest. I became very lazy to learn instruments. I became very lazy to learn new things. So in the past 3 months or so, I've been deleting plugins. I've been deleting stuff that I don't need, all in the hopes that I'll create a minimal workflow that would allow me to create music without the overcomplication of choice. On top of minimizing my workflow, I also wanted to learn an instrument, get good at using a single instrument to make music. That way I'm not reliant on the DAW entirely to create my music, and I can simply just plug in my MIDI or plug in my synthesizer and create music. And that's where MPC Beats comes in. So 2 weeks ago I was playing around with my Akai MPK Mini 2, and somehow I discovered that MPC made a free DAW that is super compatible with all the MPK interfaces, MIDI, and so on and so forth. So I thought, hey, why not? Let me try it out. And my God, let me tell you, I had fun with this thing. MPC Beats not only allows you to integrate your MPK Mini to work in it flawlessly, from all your knobs to all your buttons and anything that you name on the MIDI keyboard itself, but it also allows for distractionless production, or distractionless creation, if I can say that, because it essentially limits you in how you can work within MPC Beats itself. It forces you to create music with whatever resources that you have. So how I started to learn MPC Beats was first playing with the demos. My favorite demo to use was the R&B one, and then after using that for a few days, I then jumped onto the basic, which gives you the basic things that you need, and then now obviously I can create from empty. But let me just open the basic so you guys can see. Click load project. In the basic template, what you can see is all your sounds here. So these can be anything. These can be drum pads. It can be anything that you want to add to your drum pads. If you notice, this stuff is already linked to some drums. And that's the beauty of using MPC, is that it maps out everything to your keyboard. For example, I can do things like the swing, increase swing with the knobs here. It allows you to play around with that. Horizontal zoom, I can zoom in from here. I can play around with the time division, for example, the 4, 8, 16, and so on and so forth. If you click this view here, the track view, this allows you to then see your drums, all your keys, whatever VST plugin you have there, synth, bass line, and you do have a vocal track. Now the vocal tracks are limited to 2, which sucks, but I did find out that there are hacks for recording audio in your MPC. I can change this drum preset, which you can see here, it says Boom Bap Kit. I can change it by coming to this presets view, expansion view here on the side, and then I can select Kit, and then I go to Boom Bap, and then it'll give me all the Boom Bap. So remembering is the one that's on there. If I want to use the Boom Bap Kit off grid, I can just drag it onto that panel there. It'll ask me some of the samples exist. You say replace. Once you've replaced it, those are the samples. If you want to play keys, it switches from your pads to your actual keys, and then you can play easy peasy lemon squeezy, just like that, and then you switch to your synth. Now the trick to making beats in here is knowing your time signatures. So for example, it's on 2 bars. It'll start on 2 bars. I like to either use 4 bars or 8 bars, depending on how long you want to play it for, and that will be your sequence. Now what a sequence is essentially those bars that you put here. So first sequence will be 8 bars. So if you wanted your intro to be 4 bars, you'd make that 4 bars, play your intro, and then sequence 2 would then be the chorus. If that's 8 bars, and you make that 8 bars, and then sequence 3 would be the verse. If you want to make that 4, 8, or 16 bars, it depends on you. You just do that, and that's how you build your song. So it's not as linear as FL Studio, where you create going sideways. You create your music in here using sequences. There are 2 ways to then record everything that you want to play in. You can either record there, and then you press the space bar to let it start recording. I prefer this overdub, which plays the loop continuously, and then you can record as it is playing. It'll capture whatever you play. Without going too in depth with creating a beat in MPC Beats, if you guys want to see all the music that I create using MPC Beats, go check out my second channel that I just started called Project Feelz, and that's where I'll be posting all the music content, all the beats, and all the performances, obviously to get you in your feels and stuff. So definitely go check that out. If you guys would like in-depth tutorials on how to use MPC Beats to get the best out of it, do let me know in the comments, and I will definitely create videos for you showing you how to use this. If you enjoyed this content, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. It's your boy SFM ZA. Peace.